You shop the rest, now buy from the best. It's bigger, it's better, it's the best. It's Terry's Route 50 Super Lot. We're committed to offering guaranteed credit approval on the largest selection of pre-owned cars, trucks, minivans, and SUVs in the area. Prices start at $49.95 and payments as low as $99 a month. Trade in, trade up. If it moves, we give you top dollar in trade. Good credit, bad credit, no credit. Terry's Route 50 Super Lot guarantees credit approval. Terry's Route 50 Super Lot in Burnt Hills.
Clothier Trucking, the sponsor for tonight's event, and the reason, the message being sent out for the American Foundation of Suicide Prevention, the charity benefiting tonight, the Capital Region New York chapter for suicide prevention awareness. Tom Clothier and his gang coming to the forefront to sponsor this event. Richie Peterson says we're ready to go green. 40 laps here for this event as we get ready to go green off of turn number 4. Green flag is out. Elmo Reckner going to lead him down across the stripe to turn 1. Reckner going to lead him off at turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Kenny Tremont works the outside of him down to turn number 3. Side to side they run down through the corner off at turn number 4. Kenny Tremont up on the outside. You will lead lap number 1. Elmo Reckner rides second, third spot as they work their way down the back straightaway. Ryan Arbithnot back there in third. The race for fourth, looking at 3 wide up here through the corner. As they come down off the corner, the 667 of Matt Depew riding in fourth. Now around the outside, Bobby Varin working with the 76 machine around Ronnie Johnson. Got Ronca right there in the mix as well as they work their way down through turn 3 and 4. 3 laps on the board as they work their way up through the corner. Tremont going to make his way down into turn number 3 and 4 as they'll work their way off the corner. He'll put lap number 4 on the board. Elmo Reckner holding strong in that number 2 spot. Car starting to close in on him though. Is that 070 and Ryan Arbithnot as he's having a great run going here in the early stages. Stepping off back there in third, 4th spot is Depew working down on the inside. Rounding out your top 5 right now is Bobby Varin. He's got Ronnie Johnson right there with him as they come down here off of turn number 4. As they work their way down here into turn number 1, Tremont, your leader, midway down the back straightaway. As Tremont continues to lead the battle off for the number 4 spot, is Bobby Varin working to the top of the 667 of Matt Depew. The 2RJ right there as well, and now Tremont having a little trouble in lap traffic as he finally gets by the 21L with Cody to put her a lap down. Kenny Tremont clearing Alissa Cody now down the back straightaway. He'll work his way down here into turn number 3. Next car you'll see will be the Sean Mandel 66 machine. Your second place runner, Elmo Reckner, just coming up on the Cody machine. He'll clear her. And now your third place car, Ryan Arbithnot, going to be next in line to do with the 21L. Battle for the number 5 spot now as Ronnie Johnson and the 667 of Matt Depew go right together. Now Johnson slides underneath. Enter Matty D into the picture as well as the 3D machine rolling back off in contact between Johnson and Varin that time up into turn number 1. Contact down here into the corner. Everybody separates. Everybody A-OK. And now they're coming up once again on Alissa Cody's machine. Everybody going to go to the bottom. Ronnie Johnson battling down on the bottom. He and the 76 of Varin come together again off of turn number 4. But everybody laying okay. We remain under green. Kenny Tremont in heavy lap traffic right in front of him as he has the 82 of Brian Peterson right at his line. The 115 will have to drop to the inside, and that's going to allow Elmo Reckner to start to close in a little bit. And Arbithnot as well, working it up on the top side, as just like we saw in the Sportsman race, the top side may be the place to be here so far. Kenny Tremont just looking for a lane right now. He has found his way back to the top as he comes down across the line. Mired in traffic. Elmo Reckner trying to keep pace with your leader. Ryan Arbithnot doing a good job to stay there in third. Now Ronnie Johnson going to show there in 4th position and close in on Arbithnot. We got one around in turn 2. 66P is Sean Mandel on the inside lane right in front of the implement tire. He's going to back up out of the way, and it looks like trying to make way of this. I do believe he got to the inside of the left front tire and did make contact with the U tire in turn number 2.
Guys, make sure you stop down to the table on your way out to claim your prizes.
While we remain under caution, Dan would also like to congratulate our winner of tonight's Drivers Point Fund 50-50 raffle, Gary Bardwell, out of Winchester, New Hampshire. So congratulations to Gary and everyone else for participating in our Drivers Point Fund 50-50 raffle here tonight, as we really love that you guys participate each in that. And of course, we aim for the goal of 1,500 or more each and every Friday night here at the Speedway, and that continues to be what we're getting on average.
So at 11 on the board, we got him back in double file fashion. Kenny Tremont Jr., your leader, up on the outside of the front row. He has opted to take the outside. Elmo Reckner will restart next to him. I'm back in row 2 on the outside, the 2RJ of Ronnie Johnson. Ryan Arbithnot back on the inside of that second row as they make their way down into turn number 3. Then it's Bobby Varin up on the outside with the Palmer Service Center sponsored entry. The 3D of Matty D as we are back underway down here to turn number 1. They go. Kenny Tremont goes back to the point.
As Tremont takes the race lead down the back straightaway, RJ is on the way up on the outside lane as he looks to move into the number 3 spot, and he does. And now we'll start to close in on Elmo Reckner up off of turn number 4. As that happened, 2 cars together down on the inside of turn number 3, the 43 of Ricky Davis and the top Clothier truck in car number 959 of Johnny Lutes involved as well, as that will bring caution out here with 12 laps in the books and 28 still left to go on the board.
So yellow coming out here with 12 complete. Richie Peterson, green flag in hand, ready to let him go again. Kenny Tremont, Elmo Reckner ready to come back to green. Elmo ready to go when they come down off of turn number 4. He'll bring him down across the stripe, but Kenny Tremont coming right back at him up here on the outside.
Tremont using the momentum up off of turn number 2. Meanwhile, Matt Depew loses a couple of positions, and the car on the move trying to work his way out through the corner up into the number 8 spot. Here comes the 2016 champion as the White Knight, Marc Johnson, is now moving his way to the front.
Marc Johnson and Don Ronca go at it for position. That is for the 7th spot. Ronca will pull back away with that 7th position. Johnson riding in 8, and then they're side by side behind him as they race back there in 9th. Hector Stratton and Matt Depew race to round out your top 10.
Battle for the number 4 spot, working down the back straightaway is Matt Delorenzo and Ryan Arbithnot side by side, working their way up through turn number 3 and 4. Matty D, no stranger in a small block here at the Great Race Place either. Gonna nose out ahead, he'll have the spot, but Arbithnot trying to battle back underneath. No, Matty D gonna clear him into 3D.
Delorenzo slip slides off of turn number 2, and that may cost him a position as Arbithnot going to come right back at him down here into turn number 3. Matty D up on the outside. He will clear Ryan Arbithnot. And we got trouble down at turn number 2.
43 of Ricky Davis slowing up in turn number 1 and 2 as that will bring yellow out onto the speedway. He rolled away after getting hooked up with the 959 of Johnny Lutes last time in the infield, but looks like there may be something more to that incident here.
Looks like Kenny Tremont going to opt to take the outside restarting order. Going to hold him under yellow for another lap till we get them all doubled up. So Ronnie Johnson now going to be to Kenny Tremont's left when they come back to green. Last time it was Elmo Reckner. Elmo had really anticipated the start here. It was not about to let Kenny get the drop on him. Actually nosed ahead of him down here coming to the line. We'll see what Ronnie Johnson's got under the hood of the 2RJ, the Jake Spraker Used Cars sponsored 2RJ car. Kenny Tremont on the outside, Ronnie Johnson on the inside. That's going to be your front row when they come back to green. As the green flag is out, they're back underway, side by side, down across the line.
Ronnie Johnson trying to find something for Tremont to pull ahead of him down the back straightaway, but the momentum will ride in favor of the 115. And now we got a car looking to crack the top 5 up through the corner. Marc Johnson had a great run, but Don Ronca going to come back, and that time Bobby Varin takes a shot into the corner panel on the 3J of Johnson.
Down the back straightaway they run. Kenny Tremont back out in front. We got yellow. Yellow is out. Car slow off at turn number 2.
Looked like the 88 junior of Olden, Dwyer, slowing up in turn number 2, the reason for the caution. As field will gather back up here with still 24.
At the bottom down here, he has given up his restarting spot. Marc Kislowski will swing to the outside there. Going to be ready to go back to green. Kenny Tremont getting on the gas a little earlier this time. He's ready to mash it off at turn number 4. Ronnie Johnson going to lead him down across the stripe. As they come down off of turn number 2, Kenny Tremont reassumes the lead. Got a little bit of an issue off of turn number 2, but it cleans itself out, and we remain under green.
Kenny Tremont going to click off lap 17. Still your race leader, Ronnie Johnson in tow. And now here comes the 3D of Matty D, giving a good look underneath the 2RJ of Ronnie Johnson that time. As they'll battle their way into turn number 3 and 4. Delorenzo starting to close in on him off at turn number 4. As spots number 1, 2, 3 come down in order with 18 complete.
Up into the south side of the raceway, we got a car slow. One car slow off turn 4. That is Jason Herrington, and that brings yellow out on the speedway. Ricky Davis gets a piece of the action down here when Herrington slowed. And right behind him was the 3 of Nick Lussier. Harrington's mount is going to have to come off on the hook. We can see a couple of corners bent.
Lussier's going to get a racing next time by.
Well, Kenny Tremont and Ronnie Johnson back up there on the front row. Matt Delorenzo back on the inside, car number 3 and spot number 3. He's got a run here off of turn number 4 with Elmo Reckner outside of him. As they come down to turn number 1, Ronnie Johnson wins the race to turn 1. He'll slide up and not far enough. The big end, we got a big trouble down the back straightaway. Hard contact midway down the back stretch, and yellow is out once again.
Looked like on that one, the 76 of Bobby Varin got into the back of the R70 Orion Arbithnot, and that what started the chain reaction. Both the Ronca brothers involved as Don Ronca and Rich Ronca down there on the back straightaway. It looks like the 76 of, excuse me, both the 70 and the 76 of Arbithnot and Varin going to drive away for the Ken Hanson paving car number 20 machine of Craig Hanson. I can't say the same, as it looks like he's going to have to go off on the purple wrecker, and also some really bad right in front damage on the red roll-off rentals, number 27B of Robert Bublak Jr.
The Hall East this evening. They have hooked to Rich Ronca's car, got him down here in the center section of the race course, down in the infield. Looks like Don Ronca's car rolling down off the back straightaway. They will go attend to it.
You know, Dan, you mentioned the rare appearance of Alan Johnson out here onto the speedway, and you talk about him driving the Dennis Tremont-owned car number 21.
His car now on the hook, heading down in the center section of the infield, where looks like he and brother Rich. When it comes banquet time for the cash payday. Green is back out, single file restart. Kenny Tremont, Ronnie Johnson down to turn number 1. Tremont will lead the way off the top side of turn number 2, down the back straightaway. Kenny Tremont, your leader as we go back to green.
Battle for the number 1 spot as Ronnie Johnson takes a look-see, but meanwhile, car now up into the number 4 spot, coming back from the 17th running position. That is Marc Johnson, our 2016 champion. He's now made his way up the 4th and looking to chase down the 3D of Matty D.
Marc Johnson looking down to the inside. Halfway sign going to be displayed to your leader this time by. Halfway home for Kenny Tremont. Remainder of the field seeing the halfway sign as they make their way by here. Kenny Tremont and Ronnie Johnson down the back straightaway with Matty D close in tow.
Matt Delorenzo trying to work up on the outside, trying to close in on the 2RJ of Ronnie Johnson off of turn number 4. He's got that down to about 6 car lengths as Johnson may have to go low for any shot at Kenny Tremont as slower traffic dead ahead of your race leader as Alissa Cody sits in front of the 115.
Kenny Tremont going to slide up in front of Alissa Cody here off of turn number 4. Cody trying to keep the car straight, and now she is going to be under fire as Ronnie Johnson and Matty D both make their way by Alissa Cody off turn 2.
Matt Delorenzo still trying to close in on the 2RJ, and he may have the faster piece right now as he's ever so tightly closing in on a couple car lanes each and every time as cars still trying to make their way around, and that's exactly what the 115 wants to see as those two race behind him as he's got clean air dead ahead of him.
Kenny Tremont down to turn number 3. Here's Delorenzo closing in on Ronnie Johnson here in turn number 4. Delorenzo just about 3 car lengths behind the 2RJ as Ronnie Johnson trying to close ground on your leader Kenny Tremont, but to no avail.
Top 3 going to sit right back out, and actually the top 6 will run single file as the flight line pump number 66 of Ray Hoard sits in 6th, 7th Jessey Mueller, 8th right now is the 667 of Matt Depew, 9th. You'll find the 55 of AJ Slideways, and rounding out your top 10 is Marc Kislowski as they continue to work through, and now Alan Johnson with a good look on the outside of Depew that time up off of turn number 2.
Leader down across the stripe to put 26 on the board, Kenny Tremont Jr. up on the front, going to come up into slower traffic. He's got cars dead ahead of him as they get down to turn number 3. Tremont going to be forced to go high, and he has got the Ricky Davis car, the first he will meet. Davis out there with a beaten, battered racer, going to force Tremont to the low side here in turn 1.
Cars starting to really work the top side as soon as Tremont gets back up there. Ronnie Johnson going to be forced to do the same thing as he goes by Ricky Davis. He'll have to slide up top as well. But now Tremont's going to see the 82 of Brian Peterson. He'll have to do the same thing and keep an eye on his battle for third as Elmo Reckner all over the back bumper of Marc Johnson.
Elmo trying to lure late, almost got a piece of Johnson. He may have that time in turn 1. Marc Johnson able to pull back away in 4th position. Elmo Reckner there in 5th. He has got a car coming up on him here. That is going to be the 667. Or the 66 of Ray Hoard, excuse me. And Hoard now going to make the pass on Reckner off turn 2.
Battle for the lead really heating up as Ronnie Johnson gets his best run yet, working to the inside of Kenny Tremont, and they got 2 cars side by side in front of him. RJ powering on the inside, Tremont up top, down the back straightaway, uses Cody as a pick, new race leader, the 2RJ of Ronnie Johnson.
Ronnie Johnson just took the top spot away from Kenny Tremont. He slides up in front of the 115. Here's RJ on the high side, gonna force Tremont to change lanes. Tremont will go to the bottom side. Ronnie Johnson inhabiting the outside, and he'll lead the way down to turn 3 with more traffic dead ahead.
The 115 of Tremont going to have the battle pack on the inside, but he's now down by about 4 car lanes up into turn number 1 and 2. RJ continuing to lead this one. Tremont back to second. Matty D holding on to third as they work down the back straightaway. RJ really starting to push his way through lap traffic up top.
Ronnie Johnson working the high side of the raceway here off of turn number 4. 33 on the board now, closing in on the 40-lap figure. A regular Friday night event stops at 35, but we'll go 5 extra here tonight in this small block main event as Ronnie Johnson going to bring him down across the line to put 34 on the board.
Kenny Tremont knows he's running out of time to get back through as they continue to sit through lap traffic. Olden, Dwyer, and Ryan. Arbithnot now dead ahead of your leaders as Tremont's starting to try to close in. They'll bring it through turn number 3 and 4 this time and see 5 to go on the grid here with this one.
Ronnie Johnson up off of turn number 2 down the back straightaway, working the outside. Kenny Tremont still only about 4 car lengths behind him. We got 5 to go. They'll put 36 on the board, 4 remaining. And Ronnie Johnson navigating his way through traffic. Kenny Tremont now using that outside lane, trying to keep pace.
Johnson to the inside now. Tremont going to have to go back underneath to try to find the position as well off the corner. He'll get by the 70 and Arbithnot here with 3 laps remaining, and now Tremont going to go back to the outside, going to try to make it stick, but Ronnie Johnson right now can put the car wherever wherever he wants to on the racetrack. Kenny Tremont knows he's got to make a move where Ronnie Johnson isn't. He's been zigging, he's been zagging, he's been looking everywhere. Ronnie has not run, but he can't get to the backside of the 2RJ. Ronnie Johnson with 2 to go now, leading down the back straightaway. He'll come up on Hector Stratton. He's got the inside lane covered. They come down off of turn number 4, white flag in the air. One more time around for Ronnie Johnson. RJ going to bring him down off of turn number 2. Tremont pedaling hard to try to bring it back. But as they head to the north side of the speedway, RJ going to look to take it home. RJ's just broke his momentum, but he's only a corner away from victory. Checkered flag is out, and Ronnie Johnson picks up the win. Kenny Tremont comes home second. Spot number 3 to car number 3. That is Matt Delorenzo. Ryan Arbithnot will come home in spot number 4. And the 66 machine of Ray Hoard will round out your top 5. So Ray Hoard completes the top 5 here in our small block modified main event tonight. The Tom Clothier Trucking sponsored small block main. Extra distance by 5 laps, extra cash on the line. Ronnie Johnson picking up the feature event victory. We're going to stop him down here on the front straightaway for a brief victory lane ceremony right down here in front. If you are making your way out of the track at this time, we want to thank you for coming out and joining us this evening. Got one event to go, our street stock feature event. We got one more event on the schedule. The Melts Lumber Street Stock feature, that'll be coming up next. Ronnie Johnson has been close on a number of occasions here in 2016. Couple of bad luck bugs stood between him and victory lane. He was very close on a couple of separate occasions tonight. He puts it all together. He gets by Kenny Tremont, pulls away, and does something that not too many people can say they have in small block racing. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner, the Tom Clothier Trucking 40-lap small block modified main event, is the 3rd generation driver out of Duanesburg, RJ Ronnie Johnson. Ronnie out of the race car. We're going to kick it down trackside to Mike Warren to get a few words with tonight's main event winner.
Well, thank you, Dan and Ronnie. I'll tell you, you had a fast car all night. You bided your time, and as soon as you saw the daylight underneath Tremont, you stuck it and picked up the win tonight.
You know, Kenny's the old pro at this racetrack, and we got in that lap traffic, and it was just a guessing game to go high or low, and we picked the right lane, and it worked for us. But I knew he was right on my tail there at the end, and I gave it our all, and we hung on for the win.
Now, you know, the one thing we talk about Tremont, he was really fast up on the top side. In the late stages of that race, you could put the car anywhere you wanted to.
It seemed like as the track slicked up, we could go top, bottom, middle. I felt like we were getting better as the race went on, and you know, this whole race team's been working hard with us all year long. In the last couple of years, we haven't won a race here, and it really feels good. And I got to thank all our fans for all our support. Win, lose, or draw, I appreciate everything.
I know you got the fans as well, and I know they got a lot of people you thank. I know your car owner's going to be real happy with this one too.
Yeah, Jake and Nancy are here tonight. Gary Mickle from Mickle's Automotive puts a lot into this car, and we just got a whole team effort. And my wife Shelly comes every week and does a good job with the T-shirts. I thank her, and we got a real good race team here, and maybe we can build on this momentum into Super Dirt Week. And we got a brand new car coming. We got some work to do.
All right, Ronnie, congratulations. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of tonight's small block modified feature, sponsored by Tom Clothier Trucking, will be the Jake's Breakers Used Cars, car number 2, RJ, of Ronnie Johnson. Melts Lumber Street Stock Special coming up next on the Speedway. For the lineup, we'll send it back up to Dan Martin.
Well, thank you, Mike. Our final event on the evening, a street stock feature, going to go 30 laps. We got 22 cars going 30 laps tonight in the finale on the evening. As he makes his way back around to the car, how about a hand one more time, our modified main event winner, RJ Ronnie Johnson. 22 cars is the